What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. We are doing some maintenance on the NA boosted car today. We have a drift event tomorrow, so she needs an oil change, spark plugs, just like regular maintenance, a bolt check and everything. But she's ready to rip. I haven't drifted this thing in a while, and I'm pumped to go to a drift event. So we're gonna be doing some maintenance on this car today, but I also wanted to talk about the top 3 mods that you wanna do to your boosted car if you are gonna be turboing your Miata. So while we're doing some maintenance on the car today, I'm gonna talk about the top 3 mods that you guys should do to your Turbo Miata. So one of the first mods that you guys wanna do to your car is definitely you guys wanna have a cooling system. The cooling system is gonna be key. All the cooling mods that you can do while you're turbo is gonna be huge for the car because, you know, more heat that you're adding into the engine bay, into this little area right here, and be prone to overheat whenever you're doing track days, even on the street or any events that you would ever do. So the cooling with these things are definitely a huge key. So starting off with some of the cooling mods that you definitely would like to add to your car if you're boosted is definitely gonna be a bigger radiator. As you guys can see, I have a Mishimoto. Any honestly bigger radiator will work, and then the next thing that you guys want is better fans. Dual fans, the bigger radiator setup, you want bigger fans. And then the other thing dealing with cooling wise is, you know, you'll have a coolant reroute, and you can also change the thermostat. I don't have a coolant reroute on this car. I haven't had too many issues. I probably need to do that because it helps cylinder 4 back here, and it's huge. I do have a thermostat. I actually do run a 180 thermostat in this car. It's good. Either you can run a 180, a 160, but I definitely suggest changing the thermostat in a turbo car. So the last key cooling component that I would definitely suggest is hood vents as well. You know, if you have an aftermarket hood that has vents in it already, or if you actually buy like some of the aftermarket hood vents that companies do offer. But definitely just with the hood vents, it lets heat release and all that, and it will just all around make the engine bay so much cooler. Yeah, I'd say this is the ones that were in there. I'd say we need some new plugs. New ones, old ones, definitely. This is not for today's video, but definitely make sure if you guys are boosted, change your plugs often, because boosted cars need fresh plugs. But all around, guys, those are definitely the main cooling mods that I would do if your car is turbo, and honestly if it's not even turbo too. The cooler that your car runs, the happier. No one likes a blown head gasket or anything like that, or your car overheating. That's really honestly super annoying, definitely if you're at the track and stuff. The second modification that you guys really need to have to make your car run super well is gonna be a really good tune. So finding a really reputable tuner that knows what they're doing, get it dyno tuned or even street tuned, is gonna be huge for your car, because having a crappy tune, there goes an instant motor. You could blow your car up instantly with a bad tune on the car. So, you know, honestly, there's a lot of Mega Squirt tuners out there, so definitely find a really reputable tuner. You guys knew I use Yanni and everything for all my cars and stuff, but find a reputable tuner and get your car ripping with a nice tune on it. But really, guys, I could not stress it enough. Just make sure that you guys get the best tune that you possibly can. I know that you guys might be interested in doing it yourself, but definitely with a nice tune, your car's gonna run good, you won't have any issues, and you'll be ripping in no time. So a good tune is definitely gonna be number 2 mod that you guys should have for your Turbo Miata. Well, we got the oil change, the spark plugs and stuff. We changed out the rear wheels, but I think she's ready. She's ready for the drift event tomorrow as much as she's going to be. She's definitely in some rough shape right now. Got a different mishmash bumper, but I think she's ready. So the third and final mod that I think is crucial for whenever you're turboing your Miata is gonna be some gauges. So you're gonna have to have a boost gauge, AFR gauge, oil gauge. Honestly, like, the more gauges you have, it's going to be better, because then you can honestly just monitor everything, make sure everything is going good, whether you're driving the car on the street or track. It is good to have some gauges. So as you guys can see, we have our gauge pod right here set up. Is just boost, we have an oil pressure gauge, and we have an AFR gauge. And like I said, you could add water pressure, you could do all kinds of different stuff, but we also have up here, we have our, you know, speed and all that, and RPM. I don't use this oil pressure gauge as it's not the best with, you know, stock cars and all that. And one other gauge that you could run, or you could run it off like a Raspberry Pi, is going to be like your coolant temp of the car. We are still using the stock gauge over here. We did have a Raspberry Pi in here, but definitely gauges are a huge thing to keeping your car super safe on track, on the street, and just so you can have a peace of mind of just monitoring your car while, you know, once it's boosted, you definitely want to monitor it even more closely. Well guys, that is going to conclude today's video of the top 3 mods I think you should have on your Turbo Miata, just to make it more safe and better all around. But we got a drift event with this thing tomorrow. I'm pumped to bring you guys drifting content, because we haven't had it on the channel in a while, and I haven't slid this thing in a really long time. I think the last time I did was probably last year, so I'm really excited to get some drifting seat time in. But I hope those 3 tips are super helpful for you guys if you guys are turboing your Miata, or if you have a Turbo Miata. But as always, GPG, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, guys. We'll see you in the next one.